Hey, it's me. Rainy day in San Diego. It's gonna be raining all on and off all day, so I got my rain jacket on. I'll show you my outfit later. Have my little hat, which I love. I've had this hat forever and ever. A very precious woman gave this hat to me before she passed away. So this hat will forever be in my closet, and I will forever wear it because Marge was cool. Anyway, it occurred to me as I was reading this morning, or not as I was reading this morning, as I was thinking on the way to my doctor's appointment where I am. I'm waiting outside of my appointment. And I heard, "Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted." Something that we as Christians have heard our whole lives, right? Blessed are they that mourn, for they will be comforted. And initially, when you think about that, you think about somebody passing away in your life, right? Somebody passing away in your life. But as I've grown, I've learned that we mourn for different things, not just people, right? So I've been married and divorced, and I really mourned the loss of my marriage when I was married. I'm a forever girl, right? I am a forever girl. I want it to last forever. I want us to be together forever and ever and ever. That's my thing, right? And when that forever clashed with my own ability to overlook, right? To be cheated on and lied to, it had to go because it didn't fit my schema of what my life was supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be the wife that gets cheated on. I'm not, right? So I had to switch that up. And in the switching of it up and in the divorcing and all the things, I mourned. And I mourned for a while afterwards too, in various ways, right? So that was one way I thought about mourning. I've mourned the loss of friendships. I've mourned the loss of business associations. And I've mourned the loss of people who were mentors in my life, that it was time for them to move to the next thing. In all of those places, and especially since I'm right now going through a space of mourning, right? And I recognize it as grief and mourning. They are the same thing. You learn to regroup. You learn to reposition. You learn to move on beyond this place that you're in. And in every instance where I can go back and trace myself and trace the situations and look at the spaces, every space that I've mourned, I've been comforted. So God didn't just mean it for when somebody passes away. He meant it for every place that your heart is heavy and you feel the weight of life pressing against a separation that you didn't really expect to have happen for you, and it is making you sad. That's the space of mourning where he steps in and comforts you. Sometimes through a friendship call and you laughing your behind off, right? Sometimes through a situation where you really feel like you didn't want it to happen for you, but it happened anyway, and now you're trying to deal with the happening. Sometimes it's because of a decision that you had to make for yourself that you knew ultimately would be a good thing, but Jiminy Crickets, it doesn't feel good going through it. And you're mourning the idea of what you thought would be. Some people, I know a friend of mine who was one of my very close friends. She wanted children really bad. And it came time for her to have a medical procedure that would prevent that from happening. And she mourned the loss of children that she never had because her life and her mind was not matching up with the life that was happening. And in those times when the life in your mind and the vision that you have for yourself isn't happening and you have to let go of those pieces, yeah, you mourn. And because you mourn that loss, there is a space where God will comfort you just like you need him to in that space. I know because he's comforted me when I lost ideas for businesses that I just saw far off that would be amazing. And they weren't for me, they were for somebody else to take and run with. I've lost people in my life. I've lost friends that have walked away. I've lost and mourned different things. And in those things, at every place, God met me where I needed to be met. Sometimes it was just go out to dinner, go out and laugh with your friends. Sometimes it was get in the bed and eat some chocolate and just talk to me. Sometimes it was don't talk to anybody, just be quiet and let me speak to you. And sometimes it was everybody gather around and make sure she's okay. And sometimes we want it to be that all the time, but it's not that all the time. Sometimes it's just a space where he whispers to you something that gives you a little bit more lightness in your life. And I just want you to remember, if you're in a space of mourning, that there is comfort for you here. And God has already provided it. You don't have to seek it out. It comes. It comes. So, blessed are they that mourn. They will be comforted. That's not just about somebody dying. That is about him comforting you in every place that you hurt. And you're mourning. And you're grieving for something that you thought in your mind would be. That is no longer. All right. I hope this helped. Love you. Bye.